manager, you can open the doors whenever you like, or just tell Gordon when live.
Hey, welcome back, and good afternoon. We're on set live on the MasterChef entrance, and based on the amazing feedback last week that you guys gave me, I think the reach was just over 3 million people that saw that little video. I decided to go live again today to give you an even closer insight to what's happening. Now, my camera assistant, Justin Mandel, is feeling a little bit dodgy. That's why the actual iPhone is going left to right. However, he'll bump into another stove in a minute. But here's the good news. The contestants are out having lunch on the patio, sunning themselves. And whilst they're doing that, I wanted to nip in and just give you a little masterclass, a little personal insight to what's happening on tomorrow night's program. Because for the first time ever, they've only been given 3 utensils, and they've had to cook in 1 pot with 1 knife and 1 wooden spoon, and that is it. We have stripped them of all the glamour. But I want to let you into a little secret, which is important for me, because this whole program is about the team and how good that team are. And you see 3 judges, you see all the contestants, but you never really get to see the real team. These doors open and close about 400 times a day. And sat at home, you probably think that it's just all computerized and they hit a button. But no, let me show you the man behind the doors. Spence, my man.
Hey, good to see you, Gordon.
Good to see you, buddy. Good. Way, come
How
here.
are you doing?
Very well, bud. Come and sit
Thanks
down.
for having me.
Come and sit down, bud. Now, first of all, your timing of those doors are brilliant. Seriously.
Well, honestly, it's the whole thing where our director talks me through walking, and I set it all up with the contestants and everyone else. It's about 3 or 4 people that are all involved in it.
Yeah, but it's so seamless because it looks like it's handled electrically, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's done all
muscle, right here.
Man, look at those. Look at those. Now, you've been with us now 4 years. This is season 4.
Yeah.
And you started on Junior.
Yeah. In 2014.
Enjoying it?
I love it. It's my favorite program I've ever worked on.
What's been the most exciting thing that you've sort of discovered across this competition?
The most exciting thing for me is always the field challenges. They're always different and exotic, and you know, we travel to all parts of everywhere to film it, and I think it's really exciting for the contestants to see all these different places and be in these different situations, and the real world situations where we've gone to weddings before,
Yes.
we've done catering for a ton of different events,
Yep,
and I think that definitely helps them out,
Yes.
you know, getting that real world experience.
I think what I was hoping for was to hear that your cooking skills have improved, but they haven't.
Not
Because
really.
a little birdie told me recently on a date
Yeah.
that you didn't cook for your girlfriend. So,
Well,
she left.
I had
So across the course of these next 6 weeks,
Yeah.
we're going to do some cooking together down
Sure.
the line. And
Perfect.
you're going to become amazing at cooking.
All right.
So when you have that date,
yeah,
they stay for dinner,
yeah,
and then they leave on a full tummy.
perfect.
Excited?
Yeah,
Excellent. Okay, my man. I'll see you later. We've got some football chat coming up.
sure,
Yes, and then big weekend this weekend with college football.
absolutely.
You're a soccer man anyway, aren't you?
I am. I'll be watching Liverpool instead.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Spence. Right, come on down to the kitchen. So the team, the A-team, there they are. All waiting very, very patiently. Right, like I said, a big weekend this weekend coming up with the college football team, and it's it's unique. But tomorrow night's program is all about back to the basics. So the contestants come in, and across 60 minutes, they have 3 utensils. Cast iron skillet, a wooden spoon, and a paring knife. So that is it. We strip out the pantry, we strip out the equipment room, and we leave them back to basics. But they're joined by a very special guest who sort of helps motivate them and gets them over the line, who also cooks with the exact same utensils. Now, this guy resides out of Great Britain. He's held 3 Michelin stars for over 14 years with an amazing team. And yeah, it's me. So they don't know. They actually go up against me. I let them do 1 dish. I jump in and do 2, have a little cup of tea, read the Times, and then check in with them. But it's a really exciting challenge tomorrow because it's nice to see that for the first time ever in this competition, we push them back home with the basics. And boy, oh boy, the results are outstanding. Now, I'm going to show you what we can do in 20 minutes with a cast iron pan. Bit of a one-pot wonder, but it's something that I've sort of come to live and get really excited about every time I come back to the US. Now, first of all, I'm going to be doing like a nice sort of chicken pot pie. Now, when you do a chicken pie, any sort, we use the thighs, okay? You don't really use the breast. Thighs or drums, that's the bit that really sort of takes on that amazing flavour. And you have to really sort of cook it longer than you do with the breast. Cut the chicken into nice large dices. I've got my cast iron pan on and, okay, we're live. So if I cut myself, which I won't, we'll sort that out, but don't you worry. Now, thighs into large dices, okay? Don't go too small. If they go too small, then you sort of, it disappears. So just be smart with that. I've kept the fat on the chicken as well. I'll explain why in a moment. Get my water on. How funny is this? The contestants are outside, having their lunch break, getting ready for tomorrow night's challenge. But we are going back to basics. Now, chicken cut up, hot cast iron pan, Spencer's on the doors. What an amazing guy, by the way. I've never ever seen him screw up a door opening yet. But you'd think after nearly 150 episodes, 65 mystery box challenges, that when he finds that amazing lady for a date, he can cook his butt off and keep her by his side. Salt, pepper. I'm going to lightly flour the chicken as well. Why? That helps to thicken the gravy. So therefore we get a little bit of sort of texture. Nothing worse than a sort of runny chicken pie. We don't like that. We'll turn the heat up a little bit. Some chili flakes. Let me introduce you to the team. Turn left. Look, there they are. No, that, honestly, it's like a boy-girl band sat there waiting for four. Seriously. Sod one direction, that's called no direction over there. Live. Come on. Now, cayenne, smoked paprika, chili flakes, fresh thyme, and some tarragon. You think of that sort of creamy tarragon flavour, it goes brilliantly well with chicken. Okay, change my board, because there's all those people out there saying, he's using the same board. Yeah, well, this is my chicken pie for my palate. And if I don't finish it, Spencer's going to take it home and tell his new date tonight that he found on Tinder that he made it, which is fine, because it's a free chicken pie, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Just tell her you stole the recipe from me anyway. Now, lightly dust your chicken, okay? Now, Mary gets obsessed if I put too much flour on the chicken. She says, you'll make it stodgy. And stodgy is the word that comes out of the UK. In fact, stodgy is the word that I grew up with, because my mum's not watching currently because she's on a cruise in the middle of the Greek Isles. So, yeah, her pies were delicious, but they were a little bit too stodgy. Now, you can brown this flour off as well. Get a tray, put the flour on a tray, and bake it so it's nice and brown. Season it with salt and pepper, and the flour will take on a new sort of colour, nice contrast. Now, touch of oil in there, okay? Get that pan really hot. It's a cast iron pan, so we're going to get all that flavour in there and roast that chicken, okay? Cut up the chicken. Now, this is where utensil number one comes in. Wooden spoon. Now, really important, okay, get some colour on that chicken. I've left the fat on the chicken, so I want to render that fat down. That's going to give it a lot of flavour. And then just a couple knobs of butter. Now, on top of this, you can put puff pastry, short pastry. You can buy puff pastry very easily. I've made a short paste this morning. Very, very, very simple. Flour, butter, and a touch of water. But I've increased the butter to make the pastry less flaky and a little bit more richer, okay? Now, as the chicken's browning in there, keep that heat nice and hot, okay? Really important. I've used 3 thighs. The nice thing about this pie is that you can actually go quite a long way. So, this year, unlike any other year, the level of talent in this kitchen is pretty incredible. So, we are blessed. However, tonight's challenge, or tomorrow night's challenge, is pretty extraordinary. Now, onions. I like to use the red onion. Why? Less harsh than the white, and so much more flavour. And the good thing about the chicken pie is you don't need to go fancy. Just keep it sort of rustic, charming, packed with flavour. Onions in. My spoon. Now, if I was doing a beef and onion pie, I do exactly the same to the beef. Lightly flour it, season it, dust it. It's almost like we're making a chicken casserole inside the pan. But look at the colour. Come on, Justin, our cameraman. Stay off Tinder for 2 minutes and focus on the ingredients, please. And stop swiping left. He's the only assistant across the whole of USA that's actually got an indent on his phone because he swipes too much. Long story, I'll fill you in next week. Now, caramelise the chicken, caramelise the onions. Let's get a little bit of sort of rooty veg in there. Celery. I'm so pissed off seeing this stuff on cheese boards. Cook with it, it's delicious. Whether it's in a minestrone soup, a pie, doesn't matter. It tastes incredible. Chop it nice and thinly and in to the chicken. So you can see what we're doing, we're building the layers. Now, leeks. We know it's a winter vegetable, but for me, the flavour, it's almost like a sort of mild, oniony flavour that is absolutely incredible. And they need to be braised quite a long time. So I've just washed this, cut it in half, and again, slice it nice and thinly so we caramelise those leeks. From there, in onions, celery, leeks. Now, how do we help Spencer see in the dark when he gets romantic across his dates? Carrots. That's what helps you see in the dark. Now, slice the carrots, peel them, give them a little wash, and just slice them. Now, again, here's the thing. We want this to cook within sort of 20, 25 minutes. So slice the vegetables thin. If you've got a lot more time up your sleeve and you've got a lot more cooking time, keep them a little bit chunkier. But look how my pan has already filled up. Turn the gas up now. Up on the gas. Carrots in. Now, celery, leeks, onion, carrots. And look, that smell is incredible. Now, what's missing? What can we do to sort of lift that chicken pie up a little bit further? As I'm adding the vegetables, just home in a touch of seasoning again. And I'd rather season food with small amounts all the way through from start to finish than a big clump at the end or a big clump at the beginning. So lightly season as you add vegetables. Salt, pepper in tiny amounts. But these are the magic pearls. Look, fresh English peas. When I see peas that fresh, it makes me feel less homesick. Peas, just sprinkle over the chicken and the vegetables. Caramelise that, okay? From there, layer the top, okay, with a touch more tarragon and a touch more parsley. You can use chervil. What else did we use? Lemon thyme, amazing. Rosemary, very strong. It's too, it's almost sort of too powerful for chicken. Tarragon, parsley, beautiful. Now, chopped tarragon, it's got that sort of anisey flavour. Sprinkle that on top. That's going to cause a really nice sort of perfume aroma underneath the pastry. So as the pastry cooks on top, steams underneath, got a wonderful tarragon flavour. Parsley, chopped tarragon in, and then just to bring this together and deglaze the pan, a couple of tablespoons, okay, of white wine. Now it's optional. For me, it gives it a bit of a richness and also helps to make this amazing sauce that's going to coat the chicken. A couple of tablespoons of white wine. And what that does now is it deglazes the bottom of the pan. Deglazing basically means that we're just washing that flavour from the pan and implementing it across the sauce. So we've sort of sauteed the chicken, caramelised the vegetables, and this is all live, don't forget. So we're sort of 8.5, 9 minutes in, and we have to burn off that alcohol, reduce that alcohol down, okay? As that starts to reduce down, it turns into what we call a syrup. The alcohol burns off, but the white wine gives it a really nice depth of flavour and makes the chicken pie just a little bit more luxurious. Obviously, if you're cooking for kids, then forget the wine. You don't need the wine. If I was doing beef, then I'd use red wine. So, let the alcohol burn off, reduce it down to a syrup, and look, as you can see at the bottom of the pan now, okay, I've got all that flavour from the bottom, but that's the money there, the juice there, beautiful. Once the white wine has evaporated, this is really important, we're going to add our chicken stock. Now, you can do a vegetable stock, chicken stock, doesn't really matter. I just want that sort of base of the sauce. I've got a really nice chicken stock here. don't flood it. Just put the chicken stock halfway so it just sits underneath the chicken. Too much stock and you've got a watery pie. Watery pie, soggy pastry. Nothing worse. Bring that up to the boil. Have a little taste. Cook that out. Now, that's delicious. I'm not just saying that for any BS, but it is delicious. It's got the heat, that smokiness, the paprika, the thyme, the tarragon, and those wonderful caramelized vegetables. Bring that up to the boil and let it simmer gently, and then we're going to finish that with cream, and then add our pastry. Now, the pastry is important, okay? You can use puff pastry, leftover pastry, but it's all down to sort of the mood you're in. Puff pastry can be kept in the freezer, rolled thinly, so it's easy to get hold of. Look at the size of the pan and think about what you'll be rolling out. Now, I use, tomorrow night, for my tarte tatin, I use a bottle to roll the pastry out. So it's actually quite funny how you improvise. And you start to realise that we've got no reason to complain about anything when you've got a cast iron skillet, delivering that flavour, paring knife, a wooden spoon. Now, at this stage, don't over flour the pastry, but with the heat of your fingers and the heat in the kitchen, you have to be really quick. So let the rolling pin do the work. Don't go too thin, otherwise you'll pierce it. But look at the size of the pan, measure the pan on your rolling pin, so it's about there, and look, push out, okay? Lift it back up, flour both surfaces, and back out. Mary, this pastry is beautiful, really beautiful. What ratio of flour to water is in there?
It is...
Come over, gorgeous. Stop hiding. We know you're looking for a boyfriend. We know you're looking for a date. We know you're the best chef in America. We know that some lucky guy out there is about to have his life changed because our mezza, Akat Mary, that Jack calls him mezza, is hot to trot. Now, gentlemen, if you have any interest in dating one of the best chefs in the world, then you send me an email to gordon@gordonramsay.com. Send me your resume because I'm going to father and doctor those resumes to make sure that you are fit enough, good enough, clever enough, smart enough to walk into a bar and a restaurant with my Mary. Got it? Now, any messing around, by the way, and I'll cut your balls off, okay? She's a lady, okay? You should have seen what she had to do for her dress at her brother's wedding. I mean, gorgeous, breathtaking, honestly, incredible. However, Mary, in my mind, is our very own gorgeous Bridget Jones, live, daily, on set. Guys, send me the resume, proper pictures, and I'm not talking about pictures from your 18th birthday party, I'm talking about recent pictures. Spence,
Yeah.
You and I will vet them, okay?
Yep.
Yes?
Only the best for Mary.
Only the best for Mary. Mary's way. Right, stock's boiled down. We've got that nice syrupy, beautiful flavour. Cream is where we thicken it with now, okay? Now look at what's happening. We've got this casserole taking place live. But look at that. You can actually eat that like that now. Served over a little bed of rice. And that is beautiful. As it comes back up to the boil, okay, the cream will bring it together. So it will tighten it. So as it sits in the oven, 18 to 20 minutes. I've got an idea for that in a minute, so I'm not going to bore you. Up to the boil, turn it down, okay? Get the consistency right first before you put the pastry on. You can't change that consistency after the pastry on, as you know. So, up to the boil, turn it down, and then, very carefully, okay, because we're in a bit of a rush, and the contestants are now getting nice and sunburnt, I'm going to transfer this casserole into a cold pan, okay? But look at that, seriously, honestly. That is delicious. I'm not just saying that, but it is. Really delicious. Now, I'll put that sort of in the fridge to cool down, but I'm going to put my pastry on there first, okay, so we can get it in the oven. So, first things first, take your pastry brush, okay, and nicely, okay, glaze the outside of your pan. The exciting thing about this cast iron pan, okay, it's just sort of multifunctional. It can go sort of 6 or 7 different ways, whether it's cooking a ribeye in there, tarte tatin, amazing curries, or even just a steak, scallops, lobster. It is incredible. The more you use it, the better it is. Look at the circumference, look at the width, and judge it nicely. Cut approximately the same size with your paring knife. You don't need to be so accurate, okay? It's not a layered cake, you know, it's a chicken pie. Lift that back up, okay? And lay that over, okay? Now, the secret here is to pinch very quickly, okay? And you keep it charming. 2 fingers in. I don't mind that little lip over the side. Don't worry about that. You know, it's authentic. So don't get too sort of het up with having to trim. Those pastry bits, for me, are the best bits. Now, from there, keep it nice and intact. And then, now, you can give it a little haircut, okay? Tuck that under there. So, mixes in. What do we do now? Give that a little glaze, okay? Really important. A little glaze around the outside, really important, okay? I like to do this twice. I set it in the fridge, and then from there, I glaze it again. Now, once you've glazed it very carefully with your brush, okay, I go from there, and look, Mary's made me 3 nice little love hearts. Oh, petals. Sorry, I thought they're love hearts. Obviously. Guys, I'm telling you, I want to see recent photographs, okay? No messing around. Get your little leaf, love heart, as Mary would call it, pinch it at the bottom, not her bottom, at the bottom, lift that up there, and place that on. Again, use the end of the leaf, pinch, up, and twist. One more, up, and twist. Now, from there, take some rock salt. If there's any moisture that's coming out of the actual chicken sort of sauce and ragu, the pastry gets a little bit soggy. So the nice thing now is to lightly season the top of the pastry with the salt. That gives a really nice sort of salty crust. Now that goes in the oven, okay, for about 15 to 18 minutes from around 350. I like to crank it up, 380, and then turn it back down to about 350, 340. 18 minutes. And then that, baby, goes into the oven. Now, in she goes. But honestly, I'm not expecting you, okay, to sit here and watch that cook for 18 minutes. Guys, you've got your resumes to send me. Remember, Gordon@gordonramsay.com? And a recent picture. So I prepared one earlier that I put in the oven. Now, look at this beauty. This is where it goes up to another level. Beautiful. Now, that chicken pie went in before we started going live. Spencer was here having a little nosy around. You got 2 pies for tonight. That doesn't mean to say you have 2 girlfriends. Don't be greedy. Pace yourself.
I might just eat it all myself.
No, come on. Now, from there, what would we serve? Maybe fingerling potatoes, a little salad. I've got a very simple sort of rocket, a sort of salad mash. Salt, pepper, nothing worse than a sort of overdressed salad. So, salt, pepper, and then just a little bit of lemon. Fresh lemon juice and lemon zest. I'm a bit of a freak when it comes to wasting zest, so every time I see limes and lemons and oranges, I just go around zesting them and putting them back. I dry out the zest, and I mix that with a seasoning, which makes it so much more exciting. Lemon salts, lime salt, and you make your own different blends, but the smell and the fragrance of that salad, incredible. Fresh lemon juice in, minus the pips, okay, and a little touch of extra virgin olive oil, or EVVO, whatever you guys call it. Lightly dress it. Don't bruise it, but just lightly dress it. Now, you've got any peas left over, put some fresh peas in there. Just keep it nice and light. But this is where it starts to take shape. Now, let's give that a little slice. Right, and then Spence, we're gonna talk football. Look at that. That is beautiful. Mary, Mary, Mary. Oh my. Now, Mum, if you're watching from your cruise in Athens, that's how you do a pie, gorgeous. Oh, by the way, happy 70th birthday. Happy 70th birthday. Incredible. Mum, you're a legend. 70 years of age. Right. Pastry lift up. We are live. So I need, there she is, my spoon. So I want to come under there. Spence.
Yeah.
Tonight's the night.
Tonight is the night.
Look at that. And look, that's what I said about the chicken. It's got its own sort of richness. And then finally, a little bit of salad on there. Lighten up a little bit. Lightly dressed, lemon juice, olive oil, and a little touch of zest. Bang. Chicken pie, done. Right, Spence.
Yeah.
Let's talk some football.
All right.
Now, is this yours?
No.
No?
No.
So, oh, it's Justin's. Oh, I see.
Now
No,
everybody on
no,
Facebook's going to know
no,
his passcode.
Don't worry, his passcode is 3031. Now, it's fine. Do you know he's an elite group of Tinder now?
Really?
Yeah, he's into the Premier League.
Platinum
of Tinder.
Club?
Platinum Club.
Yeah.
Anyway, football, big weekend.
Oh,
All
yeah.
kicks off on Friday night. And then there's games Saturday and Sunday. So,
Yeah, and Monday as well.
And Monday as well.
They're all over the place this weekend.
So the first big one is Ole Miss, Old Mississippi versus the Florida State
Seminoles.
Seminoles.
Yep.
Wow! But here's the fascinating thing.
Yeah.
Based on the feedback, okay, the Old Miss, they love to dress up in bow ties, pearls at their tailgates. I mean, that's a very glamorous tailgate party. Tailgate party is basically a barbecue in the back of your truck, right? You hang off chandeliers. Come on, guys, get real. Seriously, broad daylight in the sunshine, you're hanging off the chandeliers.
I've done that before.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, and then they serve pimento cheese BLTs with bourbon pecan pies. You're actually getting drunk before the players get dressed up to warm up to go out and play the game. Now, they're going up against the Florida State. Just, you guys don't dress up for Florida State, but you enjoy grilled alligator and ribs. Guys, come on, alligators. You keep that for your belts,
Yeah, but
your
you know,
shoes.
yeah, but you haggis. Haggis is
Yeah, that's the lining of a sheep's stomach. We're not killing a crocodile. Spence. Seriously. FS1, Fox Sports 1, Kansas City Wildcats versus Stanford Cardinals. Now, ooh la la. Here you go. Now, Kansas State, they love meat, big barbecuers, love a good beer. And then, of course, you go to the Stanford Cardinals. We know that you guys are the sophisticated, the charming supporters because you like to have tailgates in the back of vineyards. You're sat on some of the world's best wine produced anywhere across the country, and you enjoy that wonderful farm to table, which is amazing. And then, of course, I've had friends that have been attending tailgate parties, incredible, glamorous parties in Stanford, with vegetarian and vegan tailgate parties. How cool is that? And then the big one, this is the big one, and the last pick, number 20. Don't take that personally, USC, but it's the Trojans versus number 1, Alabama State. Crimson Tide.
Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama State, different college.
Yeah, but number 20, I mean, that must piss you off, right?
Oh, honestly, I'm really a Trojans fan.
Oh, really?
I'm a New Yorker.
Right. Oh, shh, quiet. Here we go. Right, so, fascinating. Trojans, you love
Yeah.
Mexican food, tacos, carne salad, Asian food with the SoCal favorites. Look at you guys. And then on to the Alabama State. Now, you guys are big, bold, incredible supporters, very passionate, like anyone would be with their number 1 club. Brisket is their favourite protein at tailgate, and the local drink speciality. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
This is called a Yellow Hammer Slammer cocktail.
Oof.
Had one?
No.
No. It's a concoction of vodka, rum, amaretto, and orange with pineapple. Wait for it. Served in 20-ounce cups. Guys, you're going to be pissed before the players wake up. Pace yourself. Have you heard of H2O?
I feel like if I had 1.5 of those, I'd be on the floor by now.
20 ounce?
Yeah, 20 ounce.
Not good.
No.
Will you help me vet those young guys coming through to date? There's only Mary.
Absolutely.
MasterChef is Mary.
Yes.
She is incredible.
She is?
Yeah. Right. Thank you for the help, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah. Next time you need a hand doing those doors, let
Yeah.
me know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And good luck with the dates.
Of course.
Guys, what? It's Spencer's pie. Come on. Right, I've overran. Contestants are going crazy. Tomorrow night is an exceptional challenge, back to basics, which I think this competition needs, and unearth the real talent. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the pies. Can't wait to read those resumes. Good luck to all those players on your big weekend. Good luck, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Best wishes.